There's a single setup on SPX that shows up every single week, at least once. Now this setup, most people either end up missing or end up chasing. So in today's video, I'm gonna show you guys how to properly trade opening range breakout on SPX. And you can actually use this on any other name as well, such as Apple, futures, doesn't matter. As long as you follow the blueprint, you should easily be able to make profit on these type of setups. Let's get into it. Now, before we jump into these strategies, first you have to understand the type of strategies that there are within the opening range break, right? There's a very big misunderstanding about the opening range breakouts when somebody mentions the 5, the 15, the 30, and people don't really understand what that means. So let me explain in simple terms. So let's say you are somebody who wants to trade the 5-minute opening range breakout. So what you would do is you would take the first 5-minute candle, you would draw out the low, and you would draw out the high, right? Including the high of the wick. Now, the idea behind this trading strategy is that when we break out of this, you take the trade, you use that previous level as your stop. Very simple. Now, second type is going to be the 15-minute opening range break. So that's going to be your first 15 minutes. So you wait for the first 15 minutes, you draw the high, you draw the low. It could be drawn on a 15-minute time frame or a 5 or even a 1 minute, as long as you know what the opening candle is and where the 15-minute candle lands or ends up at. So after the first 15 minutes are over, that's going to be at 9:45. This is going to be your high. So what we'll do is we'll give this a different color. We'll go with purple. There you go, right? So this is the low, this is the high of the 5-minute, this is the low, this is the high of the 15-minute. Now you have the 5-minute range, you have the 15-minute range. Now let's talk about the third one, which is the 30-minute range. And this is where most people tend to get confused, all right? Now you have 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and then 30 minutes, right? So this is pretty much your first 30 minutes are over. Now what you do is, again, same idea. You take the highest and the lowest within that 30 minutes. So in here, the highest is going to be this candle, this red candle right here, and we'll give this a different color as well. And the red is going to be our 30-minute range. The lower end yellow, this is the start, and 5, 15, and 30 minutes. So the idea behind either one of these strategies is going to be you wait for the candle to break out, close outside with sufficient volume, and then you go long or short depending on the direction. Very simple, right? Now, if this strategy is this simple, why don't most people make money with this? The answer is most people either wait too long or they chase to get into these trades. I'm going to show you guys some of the trades I've taken, 3 to 4 trades that have very similar setups. Most of them are taken within the 15 to 30-minute opening range break. Now, all 3 of these strategies that I just showed you guys, the only difference is the timing. So you have to basically know which market condition is the best for which type of the opening range break. Sometimes the 15-minute time frame is not going to be the best one for you to wait to take the trade. Sometimes there's already a setup present for the 5-minute opening range setup. Now, in this current market that we're in the last, I would say at least 2-3 months, I haven't used the 5-minute opening range break as much. Now, I have taken it. There are times where I'm not taking an opening drive because there's too much divergence in the market, so I'm not trying to risk getting caught in a pullback at the open. So what I do look for is the first 5 minutes to kind of form, and if there's a pre-market high right around their level and you get a pullback where I see on the tape, and this is where order flow kicks in, if I see buyers kicking in very strong and trying to bring us right back above, then I use the pre-market high and the 5-minute range as a confluence to take an early entry. Other times I am waiting 15 or 30 minutes. So today's focus is going to be mainly the 15 or the 30 minutes. So let me show you guys some of these trades that I have taken in the past. So this trade here is going to be pretty much textbook setup. You have the low of the first candle and then the high of that 15 or 30 minutes. It's going to be roughly around 72.30s, somewhere around here, right? So I didn't go for the long. I waited for this to kind of fail, come back. I'm not much of a reversal trader, so I usually wait. And by this time I had already taken 2 other trades. So at this time around 11 o'clock, I saw that we had a very strong aggressive sellers coming in. Now, typically what I look for on the tape is when we're coming down or we're going into a level that has some sort of support or resistance, and if there's buyers or sellers stacked there, I look to see if the opposite side is getting stronger. So if, let's say, we're looking at the upside, you have strong sellers sitting there, I want to see if the buyers can get aggressive and break through, right? Obviously, we'll get more of an idea as we get closer and closer to that level, but that helps me take early entry. Now, in this specific trade, I was not really able able to get any early entries because the move just happened a little too fast and I wasn't really watching it. So once it was already close to breaking that range, I waited for the close. The moment it closed, I jumped in here using that range level as my stop loss. Obviously, if this pulls back, gets back into the range, that pretty much invalidates the setup. Very simple, right? You use that as your stop loss, and then obviously as it goes in your favor, you increase the stop loss and let the trade kind of carry on. Now, the second type, this is the type that I usually go after most of the time, because when you utilize order flow into any of these strategies, it could be the bull flag breakouts, bear flag breakouts, reversals, doesn't matter. If you can utilize in any of those strategies how to pinpoint if the opposite side is getting stronger and the side that is pushing into that level is getting weaker, you can have an edge over a lot of other people by getting in earlier into these trades. Now, one thing you will notice with almost all of these trades, their same setup, either slightly early entries or waiting for the candle to close, but the returns are all over 40 to 50%. And mind you, there are a lot of trades that have yielded me anywhere between 100 to 200%. And there's a ton of videos that I've done on recaps on those on my YouTube channel that you can go and check out. But my idea to show you guys in this particular trade setup is that just because a strategy is being taught based on a textbook play doesn't mean you want to follow it down to that, because if you don't have an edge and everyone is following that strategy down to the textbook setup, most probably there's going to be a high chance of you either missing out or getting faked out, right? Because now everybody's watching that same exact setup. So you have to find your edge within that strategy. So for me, it's the tape. Whenever I see very strong sellers or buyers before or leading into that level and I see a buildup of volume, that gives me the confirmation to jump in. Now, before I ever take any early entries, right? This is super important. You want to make sure you have a predefined stop loss. That stop loss has to make sense. Like for example, in this trade, if I was to get in at this candle, just by looking at this price action, you guys see how we held this level very well. So if I get in at the close of this candle, this is where I would most probably keep my stop, because now if it goes right back above there again, that means buyers who were stronger earlier are now back in play and they're trying to keep the sellers from bringing the stock down. So you want to make sure that you have a stop loss that actually makes sense, not just one that you pulled out of air. So same idea here, but here we have an early entry because we closed into this zone and we had strong sellers. And I'm pretty sure I've done a trade recap on this as well that you guys can go check out. And you see as we come down, once we close under this, we scale a little bit out. We use this level as our new stop. So if your stop was at 73.70 earlier, you bring it down to this level, which is 73.60. As it continues, as the candles are closing lower and lower, you start to bring your stop lower and follow that trade. Pretty much trail your stop. And you have another trade here, same idea. You have the low right around here. We get pushed into that. The moment this candle closed and we started to push down, the aggressiveness that came from the sellers is what caused me to jump in here rather than waiting for that close. Because now if I had waited for the close, I would have missed out on this. Now, this is not crazy 8, 10, 20 candles that are yielding 47, 50% return. These are simply coming in from that volatility, right? Because now if you see right when we break here, you have an influx of sellers coming in that drag the price to continue in that direction, because either they're FOMOing into the trade, they missed out, they don't want to let the trade, they think the trade's going to go to 200% without them. If you're already in, because you're seeing a pattern on time and sales and level 2 or order flow, this gives you an edge, because now where people are jumping in, you're giving them your trade. Like, hey, I'm already in, you want to get in? I'll sell you my position for X, Y, and Z, right? And that is one thing that happens with options. That is a variable that can work in your favor if you have an early entry. When that price spikes, those premiums are going to spike, because now people who are jumping in, they don't mind overpaying for that. And as IV goes up, moves here is where your premiums are going to be at the highest. And now this is going to be the last trade. So you see how we go into this, we bounce, volume kind of declines. So we're kind of like, all right, let's wait for that volume to come back in. But we have multiple rejections coming in as we come back here to retest. Sellers were still very strong. They were still present. So I used that level as my stop loss. I entered here before we actually broke that range. And you guys can see as we broke below from the entry, premiums were at 90 cents. They went all the way down to $1.45. Now it did continue, however, but because I usually don't trade this long, I kind of pretty much cut the trade here, and they did go, I think, pretty much to 200% or 250%. I have this strict rule that if I'm green, this is my 4th or 5th trade, I usually tend to walk away by 12. Going to 1 is kind of pushing it. I like to kind of end my day a little bit early, but almost every single one of this setup, you guys can see on an average, is 50% return. There are a lot of trades that I've made very high percent return, but the strategy is the same. The only thing that's kind of different right now is that most of these setups are coming coming in towards midday. We're not getting these follow-throughs early on in the day. So because I don't trade throughout the whole day, I don't sit between 9:30 and 2 o'clock, I tend to end up leaving a whole lot on the table, which I'm trying to change, where I'm not taking that many trades here, and I usually just wait till midday to start holding some of these trades. I can hold them for a little bit long. So think of this video as a blueprint as to what you need to look for on opening range breakouts, be it 5-minute, 15-minute, and 30-minute. What I would suggest is go over all of your previous trades and see which ones you can kind of find some flaw in terms of, hey, you know, if I had taken the 5-minute range break here, what are the patterns that you're seeing in that setup to have that early entry, or the 15-minute or the 30-minute? And once you can identify that, you will find an edge which most people don't have, or they're too lazy to look for it. That is one true thing about traders. They don't want to put in the work, the ones that are failing at least, right? So if you can put in that work and go over your trades and find that small flaw that, hey, if I had gotten in here, I would have made X, Y, and Z, and my confirmations are X, Y, and Z as well, that gives you an edge. And once you have an edge, you are going to do better than most other traders. Now, most of the videos that I post on here are all coming from recommendations from you guys, something you're struggling with, something you need help with. So comment below what next topic I should cover, this opening range break and an edge that a lot of you guys asked. So here it is, comment below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.